welcome to tedyCINÜMAsaloon presents Arjun Talks. I'm your Arjun, the world's best audience. Today's segment is Audience Roundtable, and the topic of the discussion is Raju Hirani, the downfall. I mean, we all remember his epic Three Idiots, and it is literally in our nerves. We remember every dialogue with background score, the songs, everything. And from there, he took his certain downfall, what we would call till Dunki, and Dunki was a dud. We had a lot of expectations. A lot of people had a lot of expectations, especially fans. But then it didn't work as expected. So we are discussing right now. We have with us a bunch of film enthusiasts with us. Welcome all. And we're going to discuss and how this whole thing works out. What happened to Raju Hirani, and what he steps he should do next to overcome these failures. So my theory is, friends, I mean, so we didn't have the recording of earlier version, but I'm going to summarize what we discussed earlier. Simple line: familiarity is the biggest enemy of a director. The more familiar the director gets, the more he loses his magic. I mean, in fact, my theory is that a director or a writer, he should be like a magician. He should always have a trick up his sleeve. And that's one reason why I applaud Rajamouli. He always has a trick up his sleeve. The moment he starts getting predictability, the predictable things he starts doing. I mean, he's predictable to Telugu audience. He's not predictable to North audience. That's where Bahubali clicked. Now, when that happened, that also went off. He started changing his audience. He found his audience in the US. Now it's time that he's planning a global film with Mahesh Babu. So his audience got changed. So predictability is no longer his enemy. So that way, he should have Rajkumar Hirani should have something up his sleeve, and he started his stories around his vicinity. The ones that are already there in the market, like Munna Bhai. Munna Bhai MBBS was kind of inspiration from a film which Tom Hanks did. If you guys remember,
Patch Adams.
sorry,
Patch Adams. Patch Adams.
Patch Adams, yes, Patch Adams. And then came Lage Raho Munna Bhai, and then Three Idiots, which was his peak. But that too was an inspiration from High Mount Someone. We all know the controversy that happened between him and Chetan Bhagat. Later, whatever the stories, later Sanju came. Sanju was more like that's his guy. He worked with him. And later, Dunki. Dunki was supposed to be Munna Bhai Chile America, the third part. But my point is, these stories are already around him. I believe he needs to search for more, so that in order to get, have more tricks up his sleeve, so that he can surprise the audience again. And with this, I want to give the mic to Sahu. Sorry.
Yeah. So I say there are three important elements in Rajkumar Hirani's filmography, which made him Rajkumar Hirani, and which is also responsible for his downfall. In a way, call it a downfall. So the first one being the LCD principle. Any scene he writes, he either makes it people. The scene should make people laugh or cry, or it should be dramatic. So he is constantly following this formula, and he told this in an interview post Three Idiots. So everybody thought we figured out the formula, and from now on everybody will make blockbuster hits like Rajkumar Hirani, because he writes it on a whiteboard, and he checks it with every of his scenes, whatever he writes. So when you arrive at a formula to make hit films, that's where any filmmaker will have a downfall. Once you follow a pattern formula, because stories are little kind of mysteries. You can't just formulaically can't write and give hits like that. You feel the formula once you watch all the new films of his, right? Well-read formula, everybody's bored of it. So So yeah, that's the first thing. Second thing being his themes plus entertainment. Okay, so all his films are entertaining. Given the comedy on his all his films, Abhijit Deshpande, who is the writer,
Abhijat Joshi.
Abhijat Joshi, right? Abhijat Joshi, and they constantly find some quirky lines and make it funny, making sure audience laugh and all. And the second part being the theme. Okay, so Rajkumar Hirani films are the beautiful combination of good themes plus great comedy, entertaining stuff. That's what makes a good story of Rajkumar Hirani. So he got a lot of appreciation because very few filmmakers achieve that. Getting a beautiful theme which helps the society, which somehow brings some kind of awareness to people. So that with this entertainment element, very few filmmakers achieve it. Okay, so Rajkumar Hirani, Shankar sir, yeah, for for jeans, boys, and in between, he left that thing and he came back later. At times, you understand. So Shankar sir is more fictional, is going a little more massy kind of stuff. Rajkumar Hirani is mostly award friendly. His films and his take is mostly award friendly. You understand the criticism, critics love the film, and foreign film festivals, they all appreciate that kind of film. You understand? It's completely different kind of filmmakers, both are. So Rajkumar Hirani films, his themes make a lot of noise because something which touches heart and all. So people started expecting the same thing from all his films, his upcoming films and all, which he is aware of. Okay, so the thing is, he again made another formula after the success of Three Idiots, or he unconsciously, or like anybody in that position, post giving three hits like Munna Bhai and Three Idiots, anybody in his position would be compelled to write a new screenplay which has these two things together, which means a great theme as well as a good comedy quotient. What I'm trying to say is, once you arrive at the same formula, anybody in that position after giving Three Idiots and all, so you know what audience are expecting, what the awards, all the film fairs and everything he got right after Munna Bhai and Three Idiots and all. So the kind of recognition you get from the masses as well as the award, this whole circuit, the critic circuit and all, you want the same thing to be repeated in all your upcoming films in future, right? You can't really jump into just a commercial film. Rajkumar Hirani just jumping into commercial film, forgetting about the themes and society, these kind of heartful elements. Well, very few filmmakers dare to do that. Okay, because you're so comfortable and audience respect you a lot more than other filmmakers because you're giving something to the society. Your themes talk a lot. You have a punch on your themes, very strong, hard-hitting themes. So the expectation is set. So he has to satisfy the expectation of the audience and everybody else in the industry, because that's what Rajkumar Hirani, the brand name, stands in. Right? So any filmmaker, if you start to write a script, figuring out in the first synopsis or one pager, when you have an idea, when you write one pager and all. So I guess Rajkumar Hirani must have thought of it before fixing on an idea what to make next, PK or all the films. He before writing the first draft or the synopsis, he makes sure that he has an idea which has these two elements: the entertainment quotient as well as the thematics. Okay, strong themes. So that would be the heading he writes. Then he develops the one pager, right? So now what he does is, first he has to arrive at a theme to start a synopsis. For Three Idiots and Munna Bhai, he found a line and themes grew out of that line. While developing the script, the themes slowly develop out of it. Okay, naturally they tend to develop.
Yeah, one question here,
Yes.
Sal.
Yes.
For people who are watching, I want to ask this. Can you describe in a brief words what is theme?
Okay. Themes are internal journeys of characters. How internally what they feel and what they go through in a story, that reflects what a theme of the film is. Particularly the protagonist. Protagonist inner journey is mostly it points towards something. It points towards a what you call in Sanskrit, which you call dharma, or else the right way to say is what he teaches you. His inner journey, he teaches you something.
Let's say moral.
Like moral, okay, moral is very restrictive word there. Okay, moral is again a little bit limited, but
Use morality.
no, themes are beyond morality. Themes are beyond morality. Like say love wins all is a theme, right? Love wins all is a theme. And but don't पैसे के पीछे मत पड़ो, कामयाबी के पीछे मत पड़ो. It's kind of philosophical element which the character's inner journey goes through and explores and reaches to a conclusion. Okay. It reaches to a conclusion. This is how you should live a life. Every film teaches you something, how to live a better life. Okay. What point it teaches is the theme.
Understood.
As a whole, it teaches you to be better in life, how to live a better life. Okay. So the theme should always grow out of the story. You shouldn't start a story with a theme in mind. Okay, let's assume if you start an idea, if you have an idea and you write a heading that now I will prove all through this film that's good is better than the bad, or evil versus good, or any kind of love always wins. If you put that heading, you try to prove the point. LHS equal to RHS point. You understand?
Now people will understand.
So in a way, they say Kitzla. Have you heard about Kitzla? You don't know. It's we discovered in college that we had an exam of accounts. Okay, accounts, and everybody was weak in accounts. So while writing exam, we used to ask each one that what is the total, sum total. Because you have to calculate debit and credit, and then you have to reach the same total. That's the right answer, right? So we used to ask around. Somebody would tell you 585 is the right score. Okay, first we put 584, then we write the upper side of the whole how to get to 584. You understand?
As a person who prepared for IIT, I can vouch this. Everybody does it. Everybody does it.
Yeah. So that's the point. See. So once you write the theme and you try to develop the screenplay and the story to reach that theme,
right.
Okay, then it feels very artificial. The story feels artificial. You naturally don't tend to go towards a theme. It's that देखो यहाँ पे जा रहा है, ये देखो, pointing out. Look at here, I'm telling you this, keep repeating the same thing. That I felt strongly in PK.
Exactly.
PK felt it is pushed through on your throat. Okay, something. Yes, सुनो ये बता रहा हूँ मैं. That's a kind of forceful. It feels forceful. All the messaging.
That's why I said wrong number felt very forced.
Exactly.
Wrong number.
So, Maniratnam is not an idiot, no? Maniratnam is not an idiot. Let's see. Because his Bombay and Roja and before that Anjali, they have beautiful themes, and it has elements of some social causes. It talks about social cause, Bombay and all that. It has great themes about society and how to live in harmony and all, right? You getting it? So he's not stupid to leave everything and make commercial films later. He made commercial films. Later he went out and he kept making the Bombay kind of that kind of social cause, those kind of themes, heavy themes about society and all. He made relationship with a daughter and father, relationship with one film, and relationship of two friends, another film. He is jumping and he left it, okay, because Maniratnam says that message is for postmen, not for filmmakers. Okay. So he is not stupid. He is smart enough to understand. You have to have the guts, and you have to have the kind of guts to leave that territory. People appreciated. Everybody got awards for Bombay and all that stuff. Okay, and then he jumped into commercial films, right? So he's losing the respect of critics and the awards, big, huge award ceremonies and everybody. Now he is leaving the themes and jumping into commercial stuff very much, That is a risk not every filmmaker takes. Okay, all filmmakers want the kind of same appreciation to all their feature films. You understand? So that's very natural. You can see it in Telugu or any upcoming director. If any upcoming director made a very well critically acclaimed film, he tries to do the same critically acclaimed film after year. You understand? So it becomes that form-like and repetitive and all that thing.
Right.
Okay, we have an example from Vedam, the director of Vedam and all. Okay, try to prove a point. Society kudrinchas up. Something they'll do. They made it with Rana, that film with Rana and all. Later he made so.
Yeah.
Yes. So if you're smart, you will leave and you'll do what excites you, and whatever the story you like, you just make it without the expectation. You understand? You are here in the business because you want to make something you like. Right? So that comes to the third point of Rajkumar Hirani. Third point is the same thing. So after Three Idiots, he said that the first film I enjoyed a lot. None of my films I'm enjoying while making. Okay, why he said it? Because he explained it. For the first film, he has no expectations. He doesn't know, there are no targets to achieve and all. For later part of all his films, there is a target from the distributors and from the exhibitors and from the box office and everybody. Award functions, you need to have 5 awards for your film. You have to hit 250 crore mark. All these expectations coming, you are under pressure. You are under pressure to achieve the same thing. To go beyond the box office figures, go beyond the limited number of awards and all. So once that expectations comes in, you are like a slave to that expectation. You are not making what you like. You understand? You are just forced to write something. Why do you need 5 years to write and make Dunki? Let's say, because you are just working to hit the target or the box office. I need these many jokes in the film, and I have to tell this. We don't need boundaries between countries and all that. He literally giving the upadesh in the end. We don't need boundaries between countries. Who are we? And all nonsense without any logic. Why it has come in the beginning, right? So these three things are the key responsible elements for the downfall of Rajkumar.
So I tell this to even my brother who is here. If you are approaching someone with your script, have at least 3 scripts in hand before approaching someone.
Right.
That saves you. What do you call? In Telugu, we call this phrase named Dvitiya Vignam. The second picture.
Okay.
The second picture is what your actual test is. So if you are approaching someone to tell a story, have already 2 more scripts in your hand, so that you won't be burdened with expectations with the next film. You already know what you're making. Yes. So this is my theory, and I would always advise my fellow writers to follow Puri Jagannath, what he did. Puri Jagannath, when he initially did what do you call Badri or all these things, he had at least 6 or 7 scripts in hand.
Puri Jagannath is a different ball game. He writes
different
like anything. Every week he has a script. He just needs 1 week. He just needs one week and at Bangkok beach.
Yes, 1 week. I believe Pokri was written in a week or so.
Yes, in Bangkok again.
That's all. I advise people to use that, because see, today is a different thing. Today, whatever is happening to him, that's a different thing. But then, having most stories written even before you jump into the business is much safer bet for any writer.
It increases your chances of getting something produced.
Yes, because you already know you won't be burdened with expectations.
Yes.
Let's say if the person is asking, no, next film you have to be 250 crores. You have already written the scripts. It is not for 250 crores.
Yeah. Yes. But the thing about here, Rajkumar, what he does is, he once told in his IIT Chennai long back after Bahubali, that he makes sure he likes what he is doing, the script or the story or the film. It is not just the expectation. If other filmmakers make wrong there, mistakes are there because they follow the expectation, not what they like. Okay, he need not have to do a low budget experimental film at that point of his stage, right? At that career point. So he went where his heart took him. He didn't go with Magadera records break karna. He didn't. So others do that. Every other Raj Kumar Hirani does that. That's the reason they falter.
And when I think Maryada Ramana was formed
Yes.
solely based on the idea that was given to him by
No,
Dasar.
it is a remake. It's
Of
a
course, it's a
original
remake. It's a
remake.
remake, but then
But he need not do that. He need
yes,
not do it.
he
He
did
can
not do
make a
that.
huge 200 crore film with Bollywood stars as well. He
Right,
could
right.
easily have made something,
Right.
But
And, so
again,
Dasar Narayan Rao, I believe, Dasar Narayan Rao, garu, he advised him, Rajamouli said, after such a big hit, make a small film, the small,
yes, 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 yes.
that was the advice.
So that why did he advise that? Because so that when your career goes downfall, because all careers don't sustain more than 15 years. In film industry, I reached the conclusion that your career is roughly 15 years.
Yes,
After that, you will make flops, and all that Ram Gopal Verma era ADs, assistant directors, that Teja Gunashekhar and what is his name?
Puri Jagannath, even
Puri Jagannath
Krishnamsi.
and Krishnamsi and all those guys. Not just them. Any other filmmaker, they have the hit streak for 15 years.
Right,
For longevity, very few filmmakers are there. You
right,
can count them on fingers. How many
right.
filmmakers gave hits post that 15 years?
And then we want to come back to that.
Sure.
Okay, I'll give the mic to probably Dharani. Please, Dharani. So Dharani
So
and me, we both did a session called Cinema to Cinema with Aryan, wherein we discussed just before Dunki was being released. And my input was no, I don't think Dunki is going to work. The topic was Dunki and Salar. Both were being released at the same time. My clear winner was Salar. I never thought Dunki was going to be a bigger hit because the problems with that we have already discussed. Like we already know the director. So, Dharani, what is your opinion after watching Dunki?
yeah, sure, bro. So first of all, audible. My voice is audible.
Yeah. Go on.
I am facing network issues only.
If you are
So
facing
all fine,
network
right?
issues, yeah, it is fine. If you are facing network issues, you don't worry. You will be cut from the video. I'll edit you out.
Okay, okay. So first of all, so after watching Dunki, so basically I am core fan to Rajkumar Hirani, creator. So in the screenplay, the drama should have two contents. One is the fight and flight. The fight means we have two types of fight for everything or fight for nothing. So most of the Rajkumar films are like a fight for everything. The character will be like fight for strong, like against medical and against educations. The plight means the film have like a strong conflict. If example you can take Munnabai MBBS, the Munnabai MBBS, the strong conflict will be like medical system, the rules and regulation, their process. The most of the Rajkumari characters will be the contrast to the conflict, because of the student will be a kind of a goon guy. He do not know about the medical system values.
Right.
Okay, but he will be the overcome the conflict. He will be fight with the conflict. Through the conflict, through the character, we learn something. In Munnabai, through learn the character, we understanding about only the medical facility or medicines also mandatory, but through humanity, caring for the patient is mandatory through learn Munnabai character. Then Lagara Munnabai also same. You can check me the plight will be like non-violence things. But the character will be like contrast to the gangster or goon guy. A goon guy cannot be act as a non-violence, but he need to act as a non-violence. But through character, we understand many things through his life. Like one guy planned to the suicide. He attempt to the suicide to the stock market, but he telling about some values through his father. And the same also we also learning. Okay, in 3 days also same thing. Education system. The contrast character is a man who need to education certificate. He not give priority to the education certificates.
Yes.
Okay, but through character we learning like for if you develop your skills means automatically the success will be come with you. And another things also he telling like sir, you know how to educate the people, but I am not saying like but how to tell is mandatory, he is telling. But the donkey issue is from the character we cannot learn anything. Same the plight is like a migration issues. like passport, visa. But what the necessity to a soldier came to the world through soldier? What we learned is it's a big question mark. And again, think is the before the film starting, there will be having strong voiceover. I did not while I'm watching the film, I did not listen for this show. I watch a review the film. They will be having the strong voiceover. They in the voiceover they're telling like due to the World War issue, there will be the lost so many people. The labor facility also due to the law. So the Punjab people go to migration to England for the work, and they will be witnessing of the advancement. The more Punjabi people are interested to go to the England, but at the time the act is coming, the Migration Commonwealth Act. So due to the many people, they cannot able to go England. Then the film start. So here the conflict is the witnessing a advancement. But here he did not show any visual through voiceover telling. We cannot understand about the situational character empathiness. It's a biggest disadvantage. If you watch Lagan film, the Lagan they will be telling about the farmer issues and about the British country how the ruling. So directly understanding about the world of village people facing about the tax paying and the farmer issues. Here the issue is they simply tell the voiceover in text. So through rewatch only I understand why the character is going for the like England, because the character is a simple problem only. Again, the character will be like facing the conflict like they all need to say like we are facing threat in India, so give refugees, okay, give some staying facilities. But the Shakan sayings like no, we are facing no threat in India, so he is go back to India. But the character is also saying the false statement. Again, the like a communication gap. Why they again the return back to the India? Again, he could not explain properly. So I think Dunki will be like mostly gap filling the gaps are many. It just to leave some emotional impacts. If you example Three Idiots, if you take example, they have strong reason. The two friends and silencer why they're searching for Amir Khan, because the two friends' life are totally complete change because of Amir Khan only. The silencer was totally changed because of Amir Khan. There will be strong situation into dramatic need. If you take Dunki means they do not have strong reason. Why the Shah Rukh Khan chose for the Dunki path? Because of Vicky Kaushal dead, but Vicky Kaushal not dead for properly not communication issue. Girlfriend is dead, so Shah Rukh Khan thought like if some other person also will be died.
Superb.
So we can.
I totally understand your point. To summarize, audience, what Dharni is saying is, Dunki was an exception to his style of filmmaking. Dunki didn't follow through the pattern at all. Like he pointed out, every lesson that the character Rajkumar Hirani is trying to pick, is trying to tell something, but he comes from a background wherein we don't expect that kind of lesson.
Yeah, correct.
How doctors should treat their patient, you don't expect it from a gunda. You don't expect a lesson on a religion from an alien. For Dunki, that didn't happen.
Yeah, correct.
Seemed very normal character. I mean, there is no, you don't feel anything. He's not anything special. So that is one part, one flaw, and the other one that he's saying that the motivation of character. For example, Vicky Kaushal, why others should search? I mean, why Chatur and Madhavan and Sharman Joshi had to search for Amir Khan? They have a strong motivation. But here, these people, they don't have that kind of strong motivation, at least stronger motivation. And Vicky Kaushal is not, the death of Vicky Kaushal is sad as much as it was, but then it was not an enough dramatic need for the situation for them to go in Dunki route and all. It was not enough. And what Dharni is saying, I second that because I didn't feel anything. And I cry at every small thing. I didn't feel anything. So I totally understand your point, Dharni. Thank you for your views.
So another one point, bro.
Please.
So most of Rajkumar Hirani will be the strong antagonist character, then the strong beautiful character arc for the antagonist. If you watch, but the Dunki, they did not have any antagonist force. That's also for the drama we cannot able to engage the film.
You have a beautiful character like Viru Sahasrabuddhe in 3 Idiots.
Yeah, Munna Bhai also.
Right. The least he could do was Omar no Homer. That's the only thing he could achieve. This is nice journey. You have a different point of view. Like we all think. I mean, me and Sahu at least. We have a point of view that he became too predictable. Now you are the one who's saying no, he didn't follow the format. He was not predictable this time. That's why he lost. This is a good point of view.
So PK also, since PK there is bit of downgrade of his quality writing.
Yes. You know, things are being seen forced and all. So next, I would go to Sid. Sid, please.
No, let Sai and.
Okay, I'll Sai, please.
I'm happy listening.
Yeah, sure. So what I feel is the pattern is missing from his past movies. If we observe Three Idiots, Lage Raho Munna Bhai, and PK, there is some theme. There is a theme-based movies. If we say like there is a social element, there is a social cause. If it is very confidential and very sensible matters, those are even this is God or any educational system or any medical system. So here the migrations part is also sensible, but he took it in a wrong way, I think. Because every country needs some borders, needs some policies and the economic crisis, right? So based on that, we have some borders, some migration issues, or we have some embassies. I don't know in depth. So we have such rules for every country, each and every country. So illegally they are going into for their enhancement and all. They are going into other country. Is not a strong point as like compared to his past movies.
Right. I totally understand Sai's point of view. Let me reiterate what he's saying to the audience. His point of view is that the debate of having open borders has people very much taken a side. In that debate, people very much have a side wherein borders are necessary. I mean, the best example that I can take, elaborating on Sai's point, if you remember this movie, introduction scene of Abhishek Bachchan, he's a politician. And he gets all controversies saying, no, how can you not allow, poor people that, this and all. And he says he switches off his mobile for 24 hours. He doesn't take anything. And all these so-called poor people who don't have provisions of where to stay, shelter, they come to the journalist's house. They occupy journalist's house. And they say that, I mean, yeah, you're saying that, I mean, this is all open, everything is open, right? Why can't you give shelter to homeless people in your own house? So, as much as the debate is over there, nobody give, I mean, you know what they say, they're all generous with other people's money. If it is our own, then we start having problems. So the topic that he has chosen for this film is pretty much one-sided, and people already have a lot of opinions about it. So it is natural that they do not connect with the theme of the theme of the film. Super point, Sai. Correct me if I'm wrong. I got it right?
Yes.
Yes. So, is there anything else that you want to say?
Yeah. So that's the theme itself. It's a weak and very senseless point. Sorry, I don't know if I say senseless or not.
Yeah, yeah,
So-
it's okay, it's okay. So it's your opinion.
So then he developed his story and he missed his formula, which previously Sahu told us. So the formula he used in previous movies,
Hmm.
the same like what we can say, the message end of the story, we need to give some message
Hmm.
undercurrently or directly
Hmm.
to the people. The social element is missing here.
Hmm.
The
Hmm.
social element is missing, and the entertainment is also missing. The protagonist character, sorry, antagonist character.
Right. Yeah. Most fun is due to antagonist
So,
characters, especially
yeah,
in periods.
even though the storyline is weak, if you follow the his previous pattern also, whether this movie will be a entertainer or at least it's up to his mark.
Hmm. Mhm.
I don't know. So
Okay.
totally this movie was went wrong, such kind of flaws.
Okay. I'll tell you one thing, guys. You know where I lost interest in the movie? Where Shah Rukh Khan was faked. When I saw the trailer and I saw Shah Rukh Khan was being faked. I mean, they made to look him younger. That didn't work for me at all. And next, they tried to make him look older. That too didn't work. To me, at least, it's not visually appealing at all for me. So that's where I lost interest.